All right, we have breaking news just in from the New York Times. The FBI has seized a recording that was made during, they seized it during the raid at Michael Cohen's office. It's a recording of Donald Trump and Michael Cohen discussing a payment to a Playboy model. Rudy Giuliani, Mr. Trump's lawyer, has confirmed to the New York Times that Mr. Trump discussed the payments with Mr. Cohen on tape. He is denying that the payment was ever made, but the recording is less than 2 minutes long. The New York Times says the FBI got it when they raided Michael Cohen's office.
Karen McDougal, the former Playmate, these payments were allegedly paid to cover up an affair the president had with Ms. McDougal while he was married to First Lady Melania Trump.
Matt Apuzzo, who is one of the writers who has broken the story from the New York Times, joins us now on the phone. Matt,
ready? I'm going to start.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Lordy, there are tapes. So it was important to remember about McDougal's case is that she came forward to the National Enquirer in the final months of the campaign and said, I had this consensual affair with Donald Trump and I want to tell my story. And they paid her, but then they never ran the story. And it's what's known in the tabloid world as capture and kill. And it effectively kept the story from coming out during the campaign. Now, when the Wall Street Journal broke this story days before Election Day, the existence of the alleged affair, the Trump campaign denied everything. We don't know anything about the payment. The affair never happened. We don't know anything about it. Well, it turns out that that in a conversation taped during the campaign, Michael Cohen and Donald Trump discussed possible payments to McDougal.
Now, Matt, let's back this up.
Yeah.
Who taped this conversation? Because this is not the FBI. This is not the deep state. Michael Cohen, the self-described fixer who for years and years has put Donald Trump and his well-being first, is the one who taped the conversation with Trump?
Yes. So Cohen was like this attack dog pit bull that Trump used to stick on his adversaries and journalists, and he frequently taped his conversations with his adversaries, and that was to Donald Trump's benefit because it gave Cohen leverage. And now it appears that that very practice has now boomeranged back on the president because Donald Trump's own conversation was recorded by Michael Cohen, his loyal attorney and fixer. And this recording, now, we don't know whether this impacts the president legally because the tape hasn't been made public, but its very existence calls yet again into question the honesty of the Trump campaign during the campaign about his relationships with women and what he did to kind of keep those quiet.
So really, it's two very important issues here. The first is that, did Donald Trump and the campaign lie about the relationship, both with Karen McDougal and what was done about it? So that's one piece. The second piece is if the recordings took place during the campaign, that gives credence to the argument that the payments were made in order to protect the campaign, and that then could be a campaign finance violation.
Exactly right. And prosecutors in Manhattan, federal prosecutors in Manhattan, are investigating whether these payments were made to help the campaign, and if so, does that violate federal campaign finance law?
And walk us through what Giuliani has said about this.
Well, so Giuliani has confirmed the existence of the tape to us, but when we brought this to him, he said, well, this is exculpatory because Trump suggested to Cohen that if he were to make a payment to McDougal, well, he should do that by check rather than sending cash, so it would be properly documented. But what's so weird about this is they didn't pay a check. They paid this woman through the National Enquirer.
Which is owned by David Pecker, a friend and ally of President Trump's for decades.
Correct. So while the president says, while Rudy Giuliani says, well, this is exculpatory, what it actually does is it shows that they were talking about making payments to her in one way, and then they went and did a secret payment to her in a totally different way. So it's all very... it's all very murky. The legal argument that the president's lawyers are putting forward right now, it's hard to make it line up with the chronology as we know it.
Hey, MSNBC fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there and click on any of the videos here. To watch the latest interviews and highlights, you can get more MSNBC for free every day with our newsletters. Just visit msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up now.